All right, what's going on, guys? Well, as you saw, we got the motor out relatively quickly in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, give or take. Three people working on this thing. We probably would have went faster if I wasn't stopping every so often to film. I don't even know how much I'm actually going to upload. But anyways, I digress. Got the motor out, got the trans out, got the radiator out. I'm going to start taking off all these lines, hoses, extra bolts and whatnot, fuse boxes, and then I'm going to clean and prep the bay. I'm probably going to end up painting it. I don't know what color yet, but let's go ahead and start prepping it, or at least clean it first. All right, guys. Well, I got, for the most part, most of it out. I still got to get a few more things. Got to get that little washer fluid reservoir out. Probably try to shove that harness through there. Get a lot of that bulky stuff out. But for the most part, I am done. So right now I'm going to start spraying it down with Simple Green and clean it up. Simple Green, man. Gets the job done pretty well. Alright, so a quick update. I got the bumper, core support off, headlights off. I'm working on the fenders now. I got most of the bolts off. I just have to get underneath the side skirts, unbolt it from there, pull off that. I got the power steering line from the front off. Next up, I'm going to be working on probably getting the wire harness out of the car, so that way I have room to paint it. Take the subframe off, brake booster off. But yeah, I'm just doing these quick little updates because I don't have a tripod. I'm doing this all by myself, you know. Otherwise, I'd probably just post this up somewhere and do a time lapse like I normally do. But since I'm working solo today, this is how we're gonna have to do it. All right, so we gotta hurry up, clean up the rest of this, and then we will start painting the bay, or sanding it, then priming it, then painting it. All right, guys, so before I break down what we're doing here in this time lapse, I just want to say right off the bat, we are not professional paint or body guys. This is trying to get something done on the cheap. A lot of you guys are going to say, oh, you know, you should be using this or that. You know, you need to get a paint gun, you need to use this paint. That would not be the cheapest option. This is our budget track build. We're trying to get this done for as cheap as possible to show you guys that you don't need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to build a track car. With that being said, what we're doing here is we are taking 800 grit sandpaper to scuff up the engine bay as much as possible to make sure that the paint can adhere to the frame. And so we just wet sanded it for like the next hour or so. Then after that, we got some water with wax and grease remover to wipe down the bay to get rid of all the dirt and dust particles that was caused from, you know, wet sanding this bay. Then after that, we just took some regular water and then washed down the bay, squeegeed it all over, yada yada yada. Then we took some dry microfiber towels, then wiped down the bay. Then after that, we got some lint-free cloths to get rid of any fibers that the microfibers left behind, which I think the camera actually cut short before a lot of this was being done. And then after that, we just let the car sit for about an hour or so to let it dry, and then we began to paint. All right, guys, so what we are doing here is we are about to get ready to paint the bay. The color I decided to go with is a white diamond pearl from the 2016 Honda Pilot. So what we had to do first actually was lay down a base coat of white. What I'm using here is Krylon all-in-one fusion paint. It is basically a paint and primer combination that we got from O'Reilly's for like $5 a can. What we used here is 2 or 3 cans of this base white to try to cover up all the silver as much as possible. I think we actually ended up running out of white to where there were some areas that were a little light, and you can kind of tell, but most of it is on the back firewall where it's going to be not visible anyways. So after we finished laying down this base coat of white, we started to add the white diamond pearl of Duplicolor that we got from Advance.
All right, so here we have it. This is 2 layers down. We are letting it dry again. We are 2 cans in, so...
Not even.
No, yeah, the other can's empty.
Not even. You had like struggle to get rid of that last time.
That's what I'm saying, we're 2 cans in.
Okay.
All right, so here we have it, the 3rd and final coat. This thing looks pretty damn good in my opinion so far. I'm gonna let it cure overnight and then come back, add the clear on, or not the clear, the pearl on top, see how that comes out, and then I'll let that dry overnight and then come back and add a clear. For me, this is gonna be like a 3-4 day project. For you guys, it's literally however long this video is gonna be. But yeah, not bad. I spent about, these cans over here were like $6 a can. It's a all-in-one primer gloss white. So that was about $15. Then I bought 2 pearl coats. Those were $5 each. So now I'm sitting at about $25. And then the clear coat, which is the most expensive part, those were like 20-something a can.
I feel like it's just in a can.
Yeah. So overall I spent about, plus sandpaper, under 50 bucks. And it's pretty much done the whole front, most of the whole front end. Obviously I didn't get in the wheel wells and whatnot. And this, oh man, looks good. So yeah, let's go ahead and let this cure and I'll come back and add the pearl. I'm adding this pearl white diamond. It's from like a 2016 and up Honda. So as you can see, it's adding it's adding a very nice pearl effect to it. I bought 2 cans. Hopefully 2 cans is enough of this Duplicolor Perfect Match. But yeah, this pearl is coming out super nice. It's kind of hard to see until you look up for it. But yeah, it's a much more like sheen to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up. And then I'll show you the finished product. So we laid down the pearl, and as you can see, it looks so much better. Now this was the 2nd layer of pearl that we added. It's basically 2 cans is enough for the engine bay. But yeah, I'm gonna wait for this to dry, and then we are going to add the clear. All right, guys, now that the pearl is laid down, I'm going to go ahead and add this 2K clear from SprayMax. This seems to be the one that all the, YouTubers are using, and they say they get some good results with it. It doesn't turn yellow after a few months, and it lasts pretty well, so let's give it a try. This is honestly probably the most expensive part of this. This 1 can alone is like right around like $25-ish. You can buy like a bundle and get a little bit cheaper per can. I went ahead and bought a 2-pack just in case. But yeah, this one, if you're gonna do this, this is the most expensive part. There's only about like, $40 worth of spray paint in here and sandpaper and whatnot, but then this brings it up to like almost like $60. But yeah, what you're going to do is you're going to want to take this cap that's provided with it. You're going to put it down here, slam it on something hard, and it releases the hardener. And I think people say you have like right around like 3 days to use this can, but I'm pretty sure we're going to end up using most of it. So let's just go ahead and activate it. I guess that's it. So yeah, Let's start spraying.
Okay, so for this clear coat here, they actually recommend that you go really heavy on your coats to make sure that you get full coverage and to make sure that it comes out super smooth whenever it finally dries. So with you having to do that, you can actually run out of clear coat pretty quickly. I end up using both cans for this job here, and it honestly, like, it was barely enough. There's still some areas that are actually pretty rough because I didn't get enough coverage on it. So if you're doing this, I actually recommend you probably get an extra can. I think 3 would have been the perfect amount for just in case you went a little bit too heavy on certain areas or if your bay is a lot bigger.
All right, here we go. This is 4 coats of clear. It's not picking up on camera at all. Well, a little bit. You can kind of see the shine from the light, but my God, this thing is beautiful. Yeah, so I had 2 cans. The first coat was about half the can. The second coat was the second half, so on and so on. I think 4 coats should be enough. I mean, this thing doesn't have to look super pretty. You know, this isn't a show car. This is our budget track build car. Trying to show you guys that you can take any car really, or most any car, put a moderate amount of money into it, depending if it has the backing or not, and turn it into a track viable car. You don't need an S2000, you don't need an SI. But yeah, this is it. I'm probably still gonna have to go in and wet sand it down a bit, then polish it if I'm feeling so. But for the most part, it looks great. I don't want to touch it yet. I don't think it's fully cured, but my God, I wish you guys could see what I'm seeing. I'm looking through the viewfinder and it looks nothing like it does in person. It looks gorgeous. But yeah, that is it. This is roughly under, with the clear coat, it's roughly just a tad bit under $80. If you don't go with this expensive clear, it could definitely be way cheaper. But from what I've seen on videos, everybody recommends this clear. It doesn't fade, it doesn't turn yellow for a while. But you know what, we'll see. Most of those guys, they just kind of, you know, park their cars or whatever. This one's going to be going through some heat cycles. But right there, you can kind of see the shine from this angle. Well, until the next time, guys. Later.